Hare Krishna to all the devotees. So today we will have discussions on the 11th canto of Srimad Bhagavatam. Yesterday we had a discussion on the 10th canto, and today we have our great fortune to have His Grace Vanamali Govind Prabhu with us. So Prabhu will be discussing the 11th canto today. So a brief introduction of Prabhuji. So Prabhuji is a spiritual mentor at ISKCON Mangalore and Bangalore, and he was previously named Dr. Vishal Loja. He has completed his bachelor's and master's in dentistry in 2012, both from AJ Institute of Dental Sciences, Mangalore. He did his master's in oral and maxillofacial surgery. His KCET rank for postgraduate entrance was 66. Post MDS, he practiced for a year. He was introduced to teachings of Bhagavad Gita in 2004 and thereon developed keen interest to practice and share with others in a large scale, being personally benefited. He decided to dedicate his life to share the teachings of Gita and is doing it now since last 10 years, specifically among the youths in different colleges like NIT Surat, the Anand Sagar College of Engineering, Government Dental College, Ahmedabad, RNSIT Bangalore, and PICT in Pune. Apart from his college, he also visits schools to share the same with them. He has done a systematic study of Bhagavad Gita, Srimad Bhagavatam under the guidance of ISKCON Pune Center and received Bhakti Shastri degree. With blessings of his parents and family who are also practicing the same, he wishes to continue it lifelong. So, welcome Prabhuji to this session, and over to you, Prabhuji. Now, thank you.
Hare Krishna. Am I audible, Sumit Prabhu?
Yes, Prabhuji. Yes.
Okay. So, thank you very much for the kind words, Sumit Prabhu, and I'm very very grateful to His Grace Gaur Chandra Gopinath Prabhu that he allowed and gave the opportunity to do this small service of sharing with you from Srimad Bhagavatam. I'm very happy that many of you are very enthusiastically attending this Bhagavad Sapthaha, which is going on, and it's a part of many months and years. I heard that many of you have already heard first to sixth canto, and recently this time it was some seventh to 12th canto. So I have been doing my Bhakti Vaibhav and now Bhakti Vedanta, and currently we are in 11th canto only. So I thought, okay, it will be a good sadhana for me also to share something from whatever I have heard from my teachers. I am personally very inspired by Gaur Chandra Gopinath Prabhu for his dedication in serving Srila Prabhupada, not only in kitchen but also, yeah, I will try to be a little louder. Maybe the voice is better now. Huh? So I'm very inspired by Prabhu's dedication in book distribution, and I always hope to hear from him Srimad Bhagavatam also whenever he gives. So to see a dedicated grahastha like Gaur Chandra Gopinath and hoping to serve in some way. Also very happy that all of you are very nicely and enthusiastically hearing this Srimad Bhagavatam. And also I believe that many of you have the sets of Srimad Bhagavatam already, which is arranged by Gaur Chandra Gopinath. Canto, which is one of the most has the most important aspect of Uddhava Gita, which is the longest philosophical section in Srimad Bhagavatam. It is very interesting, and especially the it may not be possible to cover all the details. So I have referred Gaurang Darshan Prabhu's Bhagavad Pravaha book and Srila Prabhupada's disciples who have been sharing on the verses of 11th canto. So we will begin with the prayers, and in case my voice is low or my video is getting paused, please feel free to send a chat message and I will try to be a little louder also. So we'll start with the prayers. Om Ajnanatimirandhasya Jnananjanashalakaya Chakshurunmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. श्रीचैतन्यमनोभीष्टं स्थापितं येन भूतले स्वयं रूप कदा मह्यं ददाति स्वपदान्तिकं वन्देऽहं श्रीगुरो श्रीयुतपदकमलं श्रीगुरून् वैष्णवांश्च साग्रजातं सहगण रघुनाथान्वितं तं सजीवं साद्वैतं सावधूतं परिजनसहितं कृष्णचैतन्यदेवं श्रीराधा कृष्णपादान् सहगणललिता श्रीविशाखान्वितांश्च नम ॐ विष्णुपादाय कृष्णप्रेष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्तिवेदान्तस्वामिनिति नामिने नमस्ते सारस्वते देवे गौरवाणी प्रचारिणे निर्विशेषशून्यवादी पाश्चात्यदेशतारिणे नमो महावदन्याय कृष्णप्रेमप्रदायते कृष्णाय कृष्णचैतन्यनाम्ने गौरत्विषे नमः हे कृष्ण करुणा सिंधु दीनबंधु जगतपते गोपेश गोपिका कांत राधा श्री राधे वृंदावनेश्वरी वृषभानुसुते देवी प्रणमामि हरिप्रिये वाञ्छाकल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपा सिन्धुभ्य एव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः श्रीकृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद गौर हरे कृष्णा कृष्ण कृष्णा हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे. Okay, I hope my voice and my video is clear. It is not getting paused in between. Sumit Prabhu.
Yeah, Prabhu, it's correct now.
Okay. Some internet difficulty it was showing, network poor. But anyway, so
Yeah, Prabhu, your network is showing actually in red in my screen also.
uh,
Your picture is freezed, Prabhu.
yeah, I'll change the place. Okay, I will change the place now so that there is no problem in the future. Just give me 1 minute. I will completely change it. Till now the network was okay. I thought it was a good place. I'll just change it now.
Oh.
This to do Hare Krishna till joins.
Shall I put Kirtan Prabhu at that time?
ನನ್ನ ಲೀಲೆ ಮುಗಿ ವ್ಯವಸ್ಥೆಗೆ ಅಥವಾ ಆಲೋಚನೆ ಸ್ಥಿತಿಯಲ್ಲಿ ಆಲೋಚನೆ ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಇದ್ರು. ಆ ರೀತಿ ಇರುವಾಗ
ಪ್ರಭು
ಆದ್ರೆ ಅದಕ್ಕಿಂತ ಮೊದಲು
Hey, bro, your network is showing now better.
कमलं श्रीगुरुं वैष्णवांश्च श्रीरूपं चाक्रजातं सहगना रघुनाथान्वितं त्वं सजीवम्.
Yeah, just 1 minute. I've changed now my place. I'll connect my laptop back to the.
Hey, bro, the network is good now.
Hare Krishna. So meanwhile, Prabhu is getting ready. Few updates. So this program has been happening very successfully. So we have another 2 sessions to go. Apart from this, tomorrow and Monday. Monday will be the 9th canto. Please join without fail. And also, I have discussed yesterday's session. We are happy to announce that we have done more than 51 Bhagavatam sets through this Bhagavata Sapthaha. And tomorrow is a Bhadra Purnima day, very auspicious day. There are many devotees came forward to donate, and there are many devotees also came forward to receive Bhagavatam. So tomorrow in the temple, ICC temple, after Bhagavatam class, we plan to distribute this Bhagavatams. So anybody is interested, please contact me. We have about closer to 9 to 10 Bhagavatam sets being distributed for those people who want to have it and those who are sponsoring completely. So we'll do it in the front of Srila Prabhupada. So you're also feel free to join tomorrow. And also tomorrow being eclipse in the evening, please note that the temple is closed on Sunday evening tomorrow. There is no Sunday evening program. Then it will be opened again on, I think, Tuesday morning. So you also take care of during the eclipse not to eat. And it is auspicious to hear Bhagavatam. And tomorrow, please don't miss it. It is about the 12th canto of Srimad Bhagavatam. The glorification of Srimad Bhagavatam will be there. And of course, what is best to hear during the eclipse time. And when Chaitanya Mahaprabhu came, eclipse time, everybody is chanting Gaura Hari's name. So what is better to hear glories of Bhagavatam? Please join on time tomorrow so that we can have a nice katha. Prabhu, you are ready?
Yes, am I audible, Prabhu?
Excellent. Very clear.
Okay, thank you.
Take it over, Prabhu. Thank you.
So, ॐ नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय नारायणं नमस्कृत्यं नरं चैव नरोत्तमं देवीं सरस्वतीं व्यासं ततो जयमुदीरये नष्टप्रायेषु भद्रेषु नित्यं भागवत सेवया भगवतीरुत्तमश्लोके भक्तिर्भवति नैष्ठिकी कृष्णाय वासुदेवाय देवकीनन्दनाय च नन्दगोपकुमाराय गोविन्दाय नमो नमः। मुखं करोति वाचालं पङ्गुं लङ्घयति गिरिं यत्कृपातमहं वन्दे श्रीगुरुदीनतारिणं परमानन्दमाधवं श्रीचैतन्य ईश्वरम्. So, I would like to seek the blessings of all my teachers from whom I have heard this knowledge of Srimad Bhagavatam for my own purification and for the pleasure of devotees and their lordships. I will just try to recite in Parampara. So, the 11th canto, in brief, it is termed as a general history, and final events of Lord Krishna's earthly pastimes are being mentioned here. Sometimes it is not so nice a favorite topic for devotees to discuss, but then there are so nice philosophical inputs given by Sri Krishna to Uddhava, which we will be seeing the most longest philosophical section of this Srimad Bhagavatam, with various teachings of devotional service, material attachments, liberation, and also the Navayogendras giving the instructions and sharing the philosophical aspects to Nimi. And there are some aspects of like story of Tingla and all, which we'll try to cover up in brief. Uh, so basically the chapters 1 and 6 describe about the Yadu dynasty's demise or passing away, and how and why it happens we'll try to discuss. After all, it is the dynasty of the Lord. And then we also see in the chapter 2 to 5 and 13th Maharaj Nimi meeting Navyogendras, who are none other but the sons of Rishabdeva, the perfected sons of Rishabdeva, who comes in the 5th canto of Srimad Bhagavatam. And one by one he asks questions to them and gets enlightening answers about various topics, which we'll also discuss in brief. And the Uddhava Gita, almost from chapter 7 to 29, goes on in various aspects, starting from the detachment of material life, the spiritual knowledge given about the three modes of material nature, and how a living entity can get rid of them to rise above in his true eternal nature, the nature of devotional service, especially the sadhana bhakti, the 11th canto 20th chapter. We will discuss the entire purport given by Prabhupada's disciple, very very important shloka, which I had heard from Balram Shakti Prabhu, one of our teachers, that it is a definition of Vaidhi sadhana bhakti, very very inspiring for sadhakas. And finally about Varnashram dharma, Krishna explains. So in overall, it's a final instruction of Lord Krishna before he winds up the pastimes in the material world, and offers a deep spiritual wisdom, guidance, and a roadmap for a sadhaka towards perfection. So this was in just a flying overview about the 11th canto. Now and if where necessary, we'll pause it. So in the final stage, when actually uh, the the different sages like Vishwamitra, Durvasa, Kashyapa, Angira, Vasishtha, and Narada, actually they go for a holy place, and the holy place is called as Pindaraka, after performing a ritual at Vasudeva's house. So by the will of Krishna, in a playful mood, the young boys of Yadu, actually a family dressed Krishna's son Samba, the son of Samba, as a pregnant woman, and inquired from the sages about the fruit of Samba's fictitious pregnancy. So the sages were disrespected, and they felt offended, and they cursed the boy that the same fruit of the pregnancy which you are trying to ask, which actually be the birth of a club and will destroy your entire dynasty. So this was a plan of the Lord itself, and it was very shocking to the boys. The Yadu dynasty boys, they went to the king Ugrasena and narrated the entire thing. So what is a lesson for us? I will try to keep narrating the aspect of what is written, and draw some lessons in between for us also, and have some discussion. So the Lord does not spare even his own family members, the Yadu dynasty, if they disrespect the Brahmanas and the Vaishnavas, is one lesson which we can learn. And that is why obviously the Lord had many other reasons about the departure of the Yadu dynasty. The Acharyas mentioned that Yadus cannot bear the separation of the Lord, and that is why Lord had decided to get them back before he leaves this material world. Some of them had come from the heavenly planets, and they wanted to resume, they were supposed to resume the services, so Lord wanted them to go back. And also very very to Krishna, and their behavior little whimsical, and that is why also Krishna did not want that to happen. So he wanted, and he wanted to also respect the curse given by Gandhari, so that your Yadu dynasty will be destroyed. So as a matter of respect, and this whole idea was to wind up the pastime and go back. So that were the many aspects discussed by Acharyas. So coming to the now the 9 glorious questions which Nimi Maharaj is asking to the Navyogendras. So now, since the curse was imminent that the Yadu dynasty will be destroyed by this club, Narad Muni became Vasudev became little tensed, and he went and he approached Narad Muni that what will happen now, because this is the imminent curse now. So seeing the anxiety of Vasudev, Narad Muni tries to recite the pastime and he explains one by one what are the questions asked and what are the implications of it. So these were the 9 sons of Rishabhadeva who perfected, and their names were Kavi, Havi, Antariksha, Prabuddha, Pipalyana, Avirhotra, Drumila, Chamasa, and Karbajana. So once during their travels, the Navyogendras had come to see the sacrifice of Nimi Maharaj, and that is how he happened to meet them, and had asked these questions to them. So first question was about the bhakti path. So Nimi Maharaj is asking, and Kavi is answering, please tell me what is the supreme good for the entire humanity. As he was the king, he was asking for the general welfare, and Kavi is answering basically that fear comes from misidentification with the matter. So if one worships the supreme Lord Narayana and performs bhakti by one's body, mind and senses, one will become fearless in this world. So by worshipping Narayana, meaning one does devotional service, and that will give the result of realization of the Lord, the detachment from the material world, and full satisfaction of the heart. So actually nothing else than the devotional service can give the full satisfaction. Otherwise we see even after getting moksha, the person cannot survive in the Brahma Jyoti, as by intrinsic nature his tendency is to serve. So if he doesn't do that, then he will have to come back. Srila Prabhupada always warned us that mukti is a spiritual suicide for a devotee also. So it is bhakti, the active service to the Lord. That is a devotional service. Bhakti was translated by Srila Prabhupada. And then like this he asked questions on the topic of Maya, Bhakta, to the 9. I will just recite in very very brief. All this we will not be able to go into the depth of it. So another question was, what are the qualities of a behavior of a devotee? So Havi's answer, there are 3 types of behavior of a devotee. One is Adhikari and Kanishta Adhikari. So we also read this in NOI that a Kanishthadikari only respects the deities and not much to the devotees. So this is not a very high level of behavior. Whereas a Madhyamadhikari is very compassionate towards the newer people, innocent people especially. But he is very far and away from the envious people. He keeps distance. Whereas Uttamadhikari thinks he is, except him, everybody else is a pure devotee. He has a very transcendental platform. But for preaching's sake, he may come down to Madhyamadhikari and then he will go. So these are the three types of devotees which Havi is telling to Nimi Maharaj. So here we can see that how we can come above from a Kanishtadhikari platform to Madhyamadhikari by associating with very advanced devotees like Uttamadhikari and Madhyamadhikari, and try to different. There is nothing wrong in differentiating types of devotees or selecting devotee for association, because they are segregated even in the scriptures. For our own purification, our own benefit, we can, based on the scriptures, differentiate between the devotees and accordingly associate with them, accordingly respect them. And if the devotee is a very neophyte devotee or has no proper Vaishnava behavior, we have all the rights to avoid taking more of his association. And then coming to the question about the topic of Maya, please describe something about Maya or the illusory energy of the Lord Vishnu. So that bewilders even great mystics. Now this is a very tricky question. This question was asked even by Markandeya Rishi to the Lord, and Lord was not very happy with this question. Lord does not want unnecessarily even his pure devotees to try to experience Maya. That's why Srila Prabhupada kept again and again warning us that sometimes my disciples are not fearful of Maya. We should have a genuine fear of Maya. We should be more Krishna conscious than Maya conscious. But a healthy fear of Maya will help us to become more sheltered by Krishna. So Nimi Maharaj is asking this, that please describe about the illusory energy of the Lord. Here he describes that Sri Antariksha answered, to facilitate the independent enjoying propensity of the wayward souls, the Lord creates samsara, or this material existence, by his illusory external energy Maya. So this material world, as compared by Srila Prabhupada and Acharyas as a jail, is the Maya potency. Devi hi esha gunamai mama maya duratya. Very, very difficult to overcome. So unnecessarily we should not play and try to play with Maya, because it is not so easy. Once entangled, even great people get entangled, like Brahma, Indra. Then what to speak of ordinary sadhaka bhakta like us? So this materialistic sojourn is in fact fueled by the illusioned soul's materialistic desires. It is our own desire which is being facilitated by the Lord in the form of this illusory world. So then goes to Mukti, that how can a foolish materialist become dissociated from Maya? And Prabuddha answers, for real happiness, one has to approach a guru, an authorized guru who has realized the conclusion. Tadvidhi pranipatena pariprashnena sevaya. So it is a must to approach a guru, a bona fide guru. Even after coming to bhakti path, and we may sometimes get even initiated also, but initiation is not the end of it, it is just the beginning of it. Sometimes we may think, oh, now initiation is done, guru has taken all the karma, but no, Srila Prabhupada told, till the time one follows the instructions given by guru, that is the only thing. It keeps the contact of the guru and the shishya. The moment the instruction is not followed, there is no more connection. So the only way to get out of this Maya is to have continuous interaction with the guru and his instructions. The mercy of guru can only be obtained by tool. It is not by any other organ, but it is by this ear. We cannot obtain mercy of Guru just by having a smile and a photo. So that was about the Maya question. And then the fifth question is about Bhagavan. Please describe the transcendental position of Narayan. And then he tells about Bhagavan, Paramatma, and the Brahman feature. And then the sixth question is about the Karma Yoga. how the karma acts, the law of karma. So Avihotra answered that foolish people are attached to fruitive activities. Nishkam karma is what in Bhagavad Gita Ashtanga Yoga also Krishna starts. But bhakti is beyond karma, beyond nishkam karma also. Nishkam karma has also attachment towards the type of karma or activity we do. Is it not? Nishkam karma means what? We don't want the fruit of the activity. Nishkama karma. But there is an attachment to the activity itself. But what is bhakti? Bhakti is completely detached. Even the service, the activity which is told by Guru, only one is willing to do it. So that was about the karma factor which was answered. And then avatara, the seventh question: what are the various pastimes of Lord in incarnations? And Drumila answers that one may count all the atomic particles on the earth, but one cannot count all the qualities of the Supreme Lord. So vivid, and even the number of incarnations are compared to the waves in the ocean, which is completely uncountable. He incarnates as especially Purusha avatars, Guna avatars, Leela avatars, and Yuga avatars. So these are four principal categories in which Lord comes. In Leela avatars like Narsimha, Vamana, etc. You might have heard, so just summarizing it in brief. And then the eighth question answered by Shri Chamsha is based on that what is the destination of one who is devoid of bhakti. Suppose one is not able to perform bhakti, then what he will be his destination. So he tells about two types of devotees. The one who is na bhajanti, or those who do not worship the Lord out of ignorance, he has a separate destination, or innocence or ignorance. Or one who knows, avajananti, he knowingly does not worship, he has a different destination. One who is ignorant and innocent, he can be given some grace marks or given some choice or opportunities. But one who is arrogant and knowingly avoiding the Lord's worship, he will have a tough time. He may have to end up doing some sinful acts and hellish life. So innocence or ignorance attracts the mercy of devotees, while arrogance blocks it. So we need to be not ignorant in the sense not develop knowledge, but just we were not aware. That's why people outside are ignorant, and people like book distributors go and make them aware that what is the actual life. And if he's innocent, he's sober, he will accept it. So this is the way. So problem comes that after coming into bhakti, we may think that we know many things, and we may approach Guru also with the idea that, oh, I know everything. But this is not the proper way. If you want to get actually the mercy of Guru, approach a Guru in a very humble spirit and as if we don't know anything. That is the way we should approach the Guru. So that was one aspect of the eighth question. Whereas the ninth question, what are the different Yuga avatars, wherein he tells about Satya, Treta and Dwapar Yuga avatars, and our current Yuga avatars is the chanting by Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. And is especially the most potent means in the Kali Yuga. So we are aware of this Yuga holy name. Even Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur tells that this one thing is very good in Kali Yuga, that Lord has come in this form of the names, which is so beneficial. Lord has Shaktis, that just by chanting of the holy names we can get the same association benefit as associating with the Lord himself. So these are almost the 9 questions which you could briefly cover up, which Maharaj Nimi heard, and hearing the teachings of Narad Muni, even Vasudeva and Devaki gave up the illusion and became freed from the anxiety, because they were be anxious. Now the Yadu dynasty is going to be finished, but hearing Narad Muni they became pacified. And the last meeting, even Lord Brahma and the demigods came to Dwarka, because the Lord is going to now depart. So they came to Dwarka and offered their prayers to the lotus feet, anticipating his imminent disappearance. So addressing Brahma, Lord Krishna disclosed that he would soon depart from this world, and after withdrawing the Yadu dynasty, having already made the arrangements for that through the curse of the sages. So, understanding Krishna's plan, Uddhava became very, very morose, and he was the unalloyed and the most dearest friend of Krishna, and he was overwhelmed with separation. And he approached Krishna with folded hands that, please take me also. If you are leaving, then I also do not want to stay here. However, during the manifest pastimes, Lord had traveled everywhere almost and enlivened many people and places, but he had not traveled to Badrika Ashrama. So he's where the great sages Nara and Narayana were residing. So Krishna wanted Uddhava to go and enlighten these sages before, and then he told, after doing that, you can also come back. However, the Kali Yuga will progress. But he gave this one service to Uddhava, and Krishna considered Uddhava as good as his own self, and he narrates this Uddhava Gita, which is there in this 11th canto of Srimad Bhagavatam, about bhakti, jnana, and vairagya. So, what are the teachings? It is the biggest aspect and the most crucial aspect of this 11th canto. We'll divide it into further sections and try to. It is little philosophical, although I'll try to make my best to make it relevant to our sadhaka's life, so that it remains interesting in the next few minutes. So, first is developing equal vision. Krishna tells that, dear Uddhava, my mission here is complete. Now I have to go. I have done my part. As I depart, you too should not remain here, but finish this small work and give up all the attachments. This place is not a fit place. Kali Yuga, the sinful activities will be very rampant. People will be addicted. So fix your mind on me and see everything with an equal vision and in a renounced spirit. So this is the advice he gives and starts the narration of the Uddhava Gita. So he first starts with Guru, the story of Avanti Brahmana. So as we see this Brahmana, he was a very what to say, a stingy fellow who was accumulating a lot of wealth and very conjuice, not able to spend properly even, and trying to accumulate more and more. But once by the providence he lost all his wealth because of the theft which happened in his home. The thieves came and stole everything, and he became a overnight pauper, and suddenly he was a beggar on the street, and he started roaming here and there, and he accepted many things which he was seeing as a guru, and trying to learn this Avdut Brahmana, who appeared learned, wandering about fearlessly. Yadu learned that the Brahmana had taken shelter of 24 gurus, including the plants, animals, birds, insects, and nature, along with the moving story of also the prostitute Pingla. So he started learning from everybody some lesson, like tolerance from the trees, and from the ocean, and from the birds and insects and animals, from the prostitute also. So what was he learning? This prostitute, the story comes about detachment, that she was very nicely trying to dress herself, and she was waiting for the customers to come and make her happy by the enjoyment and the monetary benefits. So suddenly the night was passing and it became midnight, but nobody was coming. So there was a sudden enlightenment which happened, that what am I doing? I am simply trying to enjoy in a wrong way and waiting for a person to come and have illicit relation with him, trying to get some money from him. This is not a very good way of life, and the acharyas explain that the detachment which occurred in Pingla was a way to her success, that spiritual enlightenment happens. So if somebody can go in a depression or somebody can go in an elevation, but she chose that this very failure, that no customer was coming, and she was not having any business on that day, led to, instead of depression, a spiritual enlightenment. So she gave up the thought of doing this wrong activity, and started actually understanding the spiritual subject matter, and she just slept on that night without any activity, and took up to devotional service. This was a sudden change in Pingla, which by seeing Avdut Brahmana also learned that how one should not be hankering for material attachments, rather have developed detachment. Now detachment is not the only way, we have to also attach to the Lord, but detachment is the starting. One should not be too much attached. Whatever material pleasure or pains going to come, they are destined, and one should be try to remain aloof to hankering towards more gain and more pleasure, because they will come on its own way. Our more focus is towards the devotional progress, how we are utilizing our human life for even Bilomangal Thakur also was similarly enlightened by the Chintamani, who told that if you are having such a hankering for me, and if you had a little bit of this also towards the Lord, you would have become a very great Vaishnava. So what is the lesson? An intelligent person uses discrimination by intelligence and common sense, can learn a lot of life lessons just by observing one's surroundings. We need to have this Shastra Chakshu, the vision of the scriptures, and see everything in the light of what is happening. I'll just tell one aspect to make it more practical. Like in one of our yatras, one of the spiritual masters, sannyasi, was giving a class for around 7,000 to 10,000 yatris, and suddenly there was a break in the sound system. Like just now you saw that there was a network issue, right? So suddenly there was no sound system, and almost 7,000 plus devotees had come just to hear the class from very very far off places. So what happened was, after 7 minutes, the brahmachari, something, he was under great pressure how to get back a complex sound system with so many speakers, entire pandal, and it was a kind of pressure for the managers also how to handle the situation. But finally, after 7 to 10 minutes, the system was working, and then the sannyasi told that, shall I tell you a purport of this? Yes. And then he told that maybe this sound system was evolved after many many years of hard work of this brahmachari here, and it was only a sound box before, when only 30-40 of them were used to come for yatra, but now there are 7,000, so it requires a very complex machinery to set up in this Vrindavan or Mayapur. So probably we were not so grateful, and that is why the sound system we are a little more grateful, than probably the sound system will also reciprocate. In that way, he made the entire 7,000 audience clap for the person who was under pressure, so his pressure was kind of relieved. And then he told further that maybe he would have become very puffed up also, or egoistic, that I have developed this to such a great extent, and so Krishna wanted him to be humbled, so he gave a little problem in the sound system. And in that we have to be careful in doing our service. When some important service is to be done, we have to be very careful that things go very nicely. And lastly, he concluded that maybe Krishna wants me also to be humble, that I am trying to narrate the glories of Krishna, who is such a great personality in this holy land, and maybe without this sound system, I'm useless. I cannot speak anything. I cannot make you hear. So Krishna took away the sound power to make me humble. So in this way, we can see how he is able to see the hand of Krishna in all these situations which are happening. So when we try to be very Krishna conscious and philosophical in nature, then we will not become depressed when things go in a wrong way. Obviously, when things are going good, we find it easy to adjust and manage ourselves. But when things are really going wrong, it's difficult to remember Krishna. But if we can be philosophical, and that is what Pingla was able to do it, and that is what the Avdut Brahmana, the Avanti Brahmana, tried to learn here. So like this we can learn lessons, and we can make lessons from anybody. Srila Prabhupada used to learn from a printer that why are you printing magazines, better print books. So he took it as an instruction of his spiritual master from that non-devotee. So that was one aspect of the Avanti Brahmana, which is told in the Uddhava Gita. Then the nature of fruitive activity. So before we go to the fruitive activity, one lesson for us: dutiful detached work combined with guidance of an experienced guru enables one to traverse the path of life successfully. So how to understand this? So a dutiful and a detached worker. We not like karmanya vadhikarastu ma phaleshu kadachana. We should not be detached from the work, but detached from the fruit. So this becomes difficult if we are not getting any fruit. We become detached from the activity itself. But no, we should be attached to the activity and the service given by Guru, and in that detached spirit, when we are not expecting for a result per se, because the result is something else. Guru may be happy even if preaching results may not be coming, because the disciple is trying his best. So we can report that if we can do something better, but the actual result is the satisfaction of Guru, and Guru will tell if there some things is going wrong, and then we can correct that. But just by some view of YouTube views are 5,000 and my views are only 10, my video is not working, I am a failure. So this may not be a correct. Recently Gaurang Kru told all of brahmacharis that all of you should be having your own channels and keep preaching. Don't sit a number of views. If we see the number of views, we will get sometimes disappointed, because bhakti yoga path, the number of views will always be less compared to the materialistic people. We can never compare to the materialistic people. Our path is only such that it will be always kept minimal as far as the number of views and the number of our candidates which will be considered. So we have to be always detached from our fruit, but attached given by our Guru. So that is the detached work which we need to perform with the guidance of an experienced bona fide spiritual master. That will lead to complete success. So that is about the aspect which we learn from that. And going to a nature of fruitive activity. So refuting karma mimamsa theory, which states that attaining happiness by fruitive work is the ultimate goal of life. Krishna explained that attached workers, but they are unhappy too often and satisfied only occasionally. If we are too much attached by materialistic things, then hardly we will be having a happiness. It said that a villager wants to go to city, the city fellow wants to go to foreign country, and the foreigner country wants to go to moon. But what will we go after doing moon? Eating, meeting, sleeping, defending. So is that the goal of life? No. There is no way we can be materially happily. Already Lord has given the label Dukkhalayam Ashashvatam. So it is no point in finding material sukha here. Padam padam yad vipatam hitesham. One has to be intelligent enough to endeavor for spiritual happiness, which is not obtainable in this 14 planetary system, only in the spiritual world. So that is the nature. So our fruitive tendency is so strong that even in bhakti we want to have fruitive tendency. Now I am a follower with so many counselees, or now I am a president, now I am a GBC member, or I have opened so and so temple. It is very rooted. So we should not be hankering for that, because these are temporary things. Anyway it will go away. Today we have followers, tomorrow they will not be there. Today we have a temple president position, tomorrow that will be lost. So our attachment should be to the service, not to the service per se, that this service only I will like to do. Basically I am a servant. Like one devotee was told that Prabhu, they were treating very places where brahmacharis were sent. The Mataji, who was the service in charge, she was very strict. So she was minutely micromanaging the services the devotees were doing, and some brahmacharis became little frustrated. She was an elderly devotee, but to the authority back in their parent temple, that it is very difficult. Actually, we are treated like servants, is what was the complaint. Then the authority told, Arey, our whole goal is to become a servant. If you are treated like servant, be happy. This is a boon. So in that way, we have still a tendency to carry a fruitive mentality, even in Krishna consciousness, that one devotee was having book distribution. So the person who was announcing the scores forgot to announce his scores. 72 Bhagavad Gita he distributed. So immediately he ran from behind and told, Arey, the curtain closed and you did not announce my score. How dare, it was already submitted. Then this person who was announcing the scores became bewildered, and he told to the senior that, Prabhu, this is how this is behaving. And the senior Prabhu told, oh, before coming to Bhakti, he was counting cricket scores. At least be thankful that now he's forgotten cricket scores and he's counting book scores. For a few days you wait, he will start forgetting this also. He will become detached from his fruits. So the nature of fruitive activity is very deep rooted, and spiritual realization is transcendental. Activity in devotional service, association of those who are not so fruitive, and reading Srimad Bhagavatam will slowly help us to come out of this fruitive tendency. So that is one point also which is elaborately discussed in Uddhava Gita. And conditioned and liberated soul. Uddhava further asks Krishna about the jiva's entanglement in Maya. That how the jiva actually gets attached to Maya. He is pure soul, and the symptoms of a conditioned and a liberated soul. How to understand the difference. So Krishna explained that bondage and liberation do not actually exist for the spirit soul, because the spirit soul is part and parcel of the Lord, but it is a vidya and avidya, the knowledge and ignorance. These are the two energies which bound. So the ultimate purpose of study of Shastras is not just cultivating knowledge and for the sake of it, but to again connect back to the Lord and generate devotion, which will actually liberate us. And like Sthita Prajna Chaka Bhasha and these sections like Uddhav Gita will help us. Prahlad Maharaj, how he was undaunted in his devotion to Vishnu in spite of so many obstacles. Dhruv Maharaj. So this will help us to understand the. That is why Chaitanya Mahaprabhu studied hundreds and hundreds of times the Dhruv Maharaj section and Prahlad Maharaj section. He did not study the other sections of Bhagavatam so much as this. So we have life lessons for our sadhaka from this too, by the example of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Then he asked about the true bhakti and best bhakti. So hearing that one pointed devotion leads one to Krishna's abode, Uddhava asked, whom do you consider to be a true devotee? And what are the aspects of devotional practice? So Krishna replied, a true devotee has 28 qualities. So then he lists all the qualities like merciful, being forgiving, truthful, non-envious, undisturbed, self-controlled, peaceful, steady, and practices 64 limbs of the devotional service, by seeing, by touching, by worshipping. If you do morning program, 42 of them will be covered up. So that is why morning program is very important. And amongst the 28 or 26 qualities of a Vaishnava, His Grace Burijan Prabhu tells that one quality is most important to start with, that is obedience to Guru. If obedience is there, everything will come: humility, cleanliness, selflessness. So it is the association of a like-minded devotee that one develops inspiration for bhakti and ultimately love for God. So Guru tells that always remain in association, do not go away. And there is a chance to hear a class online and go offline. So we should prefer offline. We should not be lazy that we remain, because offline we can get many more things. There is a combined devotional atmosphere of many devotees hearing Bhagavatam class. Whereas we can hear the same sound vibration sitting at home in the YouTube, but then we find ourselves to be little lazy and getting distracted. So association of devotees is always to be recommended in all our decisions of life. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu tells asat sang tyag ei vaishnavachar, and Vaishnava is the one who always in association of devotees he practices bhakti. That is the power of devotee association. The energy is synergistic when two devotees combinedly do the service, and do the sadhana. The relationships develop, and without the devotee association, Srila Prabhupada tells it is impossible. It is insane to practice. It is mad to think to practice bhakti without the association of devotees. Hmm? So like this, time is 8:30. I was just wondering how more detail to cover up. Yeah, let us see. We'll try to cover little points in brief. So the happiness or distress of a pure devotee is only connected to his or her access to the association and service of Krishna and nothing else. So one point I can remember is if you ask any of the Srila Prabhupada's disciples that what do you want to do or where do you want to go after this passing away, after this life. So what were the answers? Many of the disciples Goloka. What they tell, I want to go where Srila Prabhupada is serving, in whichever planet and whichever universe is there. So much they are attached to Srila Prabhupada. So attachment to a devotee. Prasangam ajaram pasham atmano kavayo viduhu sa eva sadhu shukrito moksha dwaram apavratam. The attachment to material things are very strong, but if the same attachment we cannot cut it, but we transfer it to devotee, a sadhu, then the same attachment will lead to liberation. So we have to find out one devotee in our life whom we can completely dedicate towards. We can not only our Guru Maharaj, but even in the Vaishnava circle, equal and senior, preferably both. Then we can open up, because we may not be able to access our spiritual master so much as a senior devotee or a equal devotee. So we have to find out that devotee whom we can do anything or agree for anything. That will help us to really remain in bhakti for in a strong way. Hope I am not going very fast. My speed is okay. Do you feel that I am rushing, Sumit Prabhu or Korchandra Gopinath Prabhu?
No, I'm perfectly fine, Prabhu. Wonderful. Nectar flowing.
Okay, fine. Thank you. I was just wondering whether I'm just rushing away just due to completing mode. But if it is okay, then I'm happy. So I'll try to go in the same speed. So that was about the power of devotee association, which Krishna said that by associating with my pure devotees, one can destroy one's attachment for all material sense gratification and attain perfection. Many people could attain me simply by associating with my pure devotees. He tells to Uddhava, the Daityas, the Rakshasas, even the birds, the beasts, the Gandharvas, the Apsaras, the Vaishyas, Shudras, and so on were purified in the association of devotees. And we know that people like Mrigari, Jagai Madhai, such sinful people, but they got liberated in the association of devotees, and Lord himself, Nityananda Prabhu, so and Narad Muni. So he continues to tell about Gajendra and Jatayu and Kubja, how they were purified, Jambavan. There are some examples like Vritrasura and Prahlad Maharaj. These persons did not undergo serious Vedic studies, but nor did they execute severe vows or austerities, but simply associated with my devotees. So if one thing in life we need to see is never leave association of devotees and always remain in the association. Without association, that is why ISKCON is created by Prabhupada, and we can take the best benefit. The one of the biggest contribution of Prabhupada is the his disciples which he has given, which can show us the roadmap. So just by associating and serving them, we can take their association by serving them also. Then what is the role of knowledge? Jnana is Krishna so far gave the gradual progression of the progress of disentanglement, Varnashrama or Nishkama Karma. So seeing Uddhava undecided, Krishna advised conclusively that still Uddhava was thinking that he has told about this Nishkama Karma and association, but he was still looking little confused and inconclusive. So one use the X of knowledge cultivated under the Guru and cut this tree like universe made of Maya with its various flowers and fruits of material happiness and distress. The 15th chapter of Bhagavad Gita, the banyan tree example also, that how to cut this illusory tree by the X of knowledge. Now here one important thing is that the knowledge given in Bhagavad Gita and Uddhav Gita and Bhagavatam, we are very much getting attuned to it. We know many things, that this is right, this is wrong, but somehow we don't have the power to use the knowledge. So we have the knowledge is like a big sword, but how to get the power to lift this sword and have the power to cut this illusion of the tree, the materialistic illusory tree. For that we need the blessings of Guru. Balarama, the Bala which comes from Balarama, the Tipu Sultan's sword is 17 kg. Can you imagine how he will lift and kill others? The sword itself is so heavy that we need power to lift. We may not be able to lift even a kill the opposite element. We will only become bent. But 17 kg sword he used to use for killing. So the sword is the knowledge, but we need bala of Guru. So here Krishna tells that unless you have the blessings of Guru, under the Guru's directions, you have to use this knowledge. We need a dynamic guidance. That's why the knowledge what we get from scripture is very, very complete, no doubt about it. But how to apply it, where to apply it according to time, place, and circumstances, we need a dynamic guidance from a living Guru who can actually guide us what to use, at to what extent to use, etc. So to transcend these three modes, one must first come to this mode of goodness that is characterized by Jnanam and Sukham. So Jnanam is from the Guru, and then you will be Sukham, you will get the happiness, the real happiness, not the morality wala happiness, the satisfaction wala happiness, but the real transcendental happiness. So the role of Guru is very, very important, and initiation is just the starting. And Guru means not only the Diksha Guru, but we have Shiksha Gurus. We have our Vaishnavas, like Avadut Brahmana, the Avanti Brahmana, sorry, he had Gurus learnings from various aspects, which is in line with the scripture. Similarly, we should not neglect the other Vaishnavas and only focus on our Guru or our counselor. There can be other authorities also whom we can learn from. And the third offense, that is to disobey the instructions of Guru, is not only applicable to Diksha Guru but even to Shiksha Gurus and our contemporary authorities. They are in one line. So then after telling about Guru, he comes to yoga, that Uddhava then asked Krishna that human beings experience that material life repeatedly of suffering, yet they try to enjoy materially. They know that suffering is there, but still, like a pregnant woman thinks, now I will full experience. But still, Prabhupada tells a non-devotee, a karmi, an ordinary karmic woman, she will again indulge in the process of uniting. Similarly, the conditioned soul knows that this is wrong, this can be bounding, morally it is incorrect, but still ends up in sense gratification. Like Arjuna is asking, knowing that it is wrong, this is again and again impelling us to do wrong. What is the solution? Krishna tells it is because of the misidentifying of oneself with the material body and mind. It is the bodily consciousness of the conditioned soul which develops due to false knowledge. So we have to, that is why Prabhupada was asked, Prabhupada, how many times you will write in your books that we are not the body, we are soul? How many times in your lecture you will tell the same thing? We know, Prabhupada, enough of it. Prabhupada told, no, not enough. I will keep repeating till the time you realize it. Because you people have, after telling so many times also you are not realizing, then I will continue. Because this is the bottom, the most basic thing. Unless we don't realize this, that we are not body, we are soul, we will not be able to act upon it. So this misidentification of false ego with the matter is the cause of all the miseries. Truly identifying oneself as a servant of Krishna and acting on that platform is the only way to out this problem of bondage and miseries. Otherwise the sense gratificatory proposals will be very, very alluring, because sense gratification is on a bodily platform. Soul doesn't need any sense gratification at all. So how to get rid of it? By serving. When we come into a serving, which is our nature of our soul, slowly the bodily identification goes out. It is said that 50% of your bodily identification will go down just by following 4 regulative principles. No illicit sex, no intoxication, no meat eating, no gambling. And the rest 50% will be when you start doing services positively, Shravanam, Kirtanam, Vishnu Smaranam, etc. The real yoga of coming out of the bodily consciousness. And then Uddhava asked Krishna, the sages recommend various processes based on Vedas. Or are all of them equally important, or there is one of them which is supreme? Krishna replied, I manifest in the sound vibration of the Vedas. In course of time, due to interpretations of many kinds of people, piety and penance seemingly became seen as the topmost spiritual practices. Though it is only devotion which can purify one's consciousness. Bhaktya mam api janati. So it is the bhakti yoga over all ashtanga yoga, karma yoga, jnana yoga. Yoginam api sarvesham madgate nantaratmanam shraddhavan bhajate yo mam samyayukta tamo mataha. The best yogi is the one who is with faith worshipping me alone in devotional. So though different paths of liberations are mentioned in Bhagavad Gita also, the ultimate conclusion is that direct path that gives us eternal bliss. So then the bhakti is surpassing knowledge and detachment also. It is not that we have to first get like for example, sometimes we take Gita sessions, we don't tell them to chant, and then we tell them to chant after certain sessions. So is it not that first we are giving knowledge? Yeah, that knowledge is only to give bhakti. So that knowledge, it's not that dry knowledge which we are sharing. Or we don't just tell them that don't eat outside, don't go to cinema. We tell them to come to ISKCON temples, take prasadam, take tasty prasadam which is offered to the Lord, do some activity which you like in the service of Krishna. So positive things. Just negatively thinking this should not be done is not sufficient. We have to engage positively. And for practicing sadhakas, it is not important to too much focus on our anarthas. Oh, I am a fallen soul, Prabhu. Prabhu, I think it is not my capacity to do so much service, so much preaching. If we focus on the anartha aspect, then it is a mixed bhakti. Shivaram Swami Maharaj also tells in Shuddha Bhakti Chintamani that one should focus on pure devotion. Our anarthas are not so big as much as Krishna's power to remove the anarthas. Do you think that Krishna doesn't have sufficient power to remove our anarthas? Yes. So just we have to submit to Krishna. We should always glorify and be Krishna conscious, that Krishna can do anything and we are insignificant. Our anarthas are also insignificant in front of Krishna. Yes, we should be aware, but we should not be over bogged, too much anartha conscious. So I am a fallen soul, like that. We should be predominantly Krishna conscious, and that is how bhakti surpasses even knowledge and even detachment. Automatically knowledge and detachment will come. Automatically anarthas will go away when we put Krishna. So our endeavor is always to bring Krishna in the center, not only remove the anarthas or be on a negative aspect. I hope that is clear also. So the actual intention of the Vedas is to eventually transcend all the material duality and bring one to the stage of God consciousness. So the whole purpose of the Vedic scriptures, Vedescha sarver ahameva vedyo. So if we don't understand who is Krishna, then the whole purpose of Vedic studies is worthless. And if we know who is Krishna, tattvataha, then that is all required. We don't have to become big scholars and too much detailed understanding of scholarly study of the scriptures. Just understand that Krishna is supreme. All the other qualities and knowledge, whichever is required, will come. And then Krishna also describes about the material creation, the Prakriti, the Purusha. He discusses, and Uddhava is also asking about signs of reincarnation, the Punarjanma. That how do materialistic people accept various bodies? Krishna replies, that the mind, shaped by the reaction of fruitive actions, goes from one body to another and the soul follows the mind. This is the mechanism behind reincarnation. So I hope all of you are aware that the subtle body goes along with the soul, correct? And that is where all the stored. So Krishna is explaining that the mind goes along with the soul and takes up another body. So by when we die, we forget all these past impressions, but they are stored in our mind, in our subtle body, in our identity, and based on that we get newer and newer bodies. So he elaborately tells even that. And detachment from material enjoyment is sustainable only when it is coupled with the devotion to Supreme Lord that we just now discussed. And then he about transcending the three modes of material nature, differentiating between good and bad association. Devotees are the only refuge for those in material life, like a strong rescue boat. So the only hope is association of devotees. Prabhupada told, you have no qualification. When devotees asked Prabhupada, what did we do, we hippies? So Prabhupada told, you did not have any qualification. I made your qualification. So it is by the devotee's mercy we get bhakti. Although it is ultimately coming from the Lord, but it cannot come directly. It has to come with the mode, the madhyam of a devotee. So we should understand this and keep devotees very close to our heart. He also discusses about deity worship. That Krishna explains that the significance of worship of the deity form of the Lord. He describes various rules and regulations and recommendations of deity practices, and finally he ends with the detachment by cutting off the false ego and simplest truth. So I wanted to share about this verse from 11th canto 20th chapter, which is very hope giving for the sadhakas, and I personally had a good experience. So this is considered to be the definition Vaidhi sadhana bhakti, because we are all in a Vaidhi sadhana level, not Rupanuga or spontaneous sadhakas. So just one second. Hope the screen is visible.
Yes, Prabhu.
Yeah. So having awakened faith in the narrations of my glories, being disgusted with all material activities, knowing that all sense gratification leads to misery. See, the sadhaka knows that sense gratification leads to misery. But still, being unable to renounce all the sense enjoyment, my devotee should remain happy and worship me with great faith and conviction. So, although he knows that sense gratification is leading to misery, he is not able to give it up. So then what to do? Should he give up bhakti at all? No. He should remain happy and worship me with great faith and conviction. That yes, one day I will be able to overcome it if I just continue this practice which is bona fide. And even though he is sometimes engaged in sense enjoyment, my devotee knows that all sense gratification leads to a miserable result and he sincerely repents such activities. So now let us discuss one example to understand it more clear. If one wants to go to activity, or it is a bona fide activity, a materialistic movie, not Mahavatar Narsimha. Suppose he wants to go and see a materialistic movie after coming into bhakti path. So is it a sense gratificatory proposal or it's a devotional proposal? What do you feel?
Sense gratification.
Exactly. So now, even though he knows this, but sometimes he may get distracted by the proposal of friends or the relatives and ends up seeing a movie. Now he comes back to home and sincerely repents. Arey, why did I see this movie? I should have not seen. This is not a good. Anyway, there was not much good message also. It was some story of a conditioned soul. So he feels bad. So this is practicing devotee who is sincerely repenting. Now let us say a devotee and home makes very nice prasadam bhoga for the Lord. Okay, and he is the finest dish possible. and then he is now about to honor that with the relatives and with the friends and all. So what do you feel? Is this a sense gratificatory activity or a devotional activity? He is offering it to the Lord.
It's a devotional.
Yeah, it is a devotional activity.
Prashadam, no, Prabhu.
It is a catch. Yeah, it is a prasadam. But he should also see that prasadam, he should not be attached to taking himself. If that prasadam gets over and he feels, oh, I did not get the prasad, he can be happy with little also. Suppose he has made 10 items and he is very eager that all the 10 items should come to me. Happy with only the 5 items. So that means there is some attachment here about all the items which is made. So to the degree we have selfish desires, even in that, it can be a sense gratificatory proposal. As Prabhupada told, yes, prasadam is good, but in a limited quantity. Most probably we make very for the outsiders. But as we grow in devotional service, it should be very simple, sattvic prasadam. Is it not? Sometimes we make pasta, noodles, cakes, pizza, but we see that may not be very, very healthy and sattvic. Although it is prasad, then it is our qualification to digest it also. So what is there in our consciousness? Is it to enjoy the prasadam or as a service decides whether what activity it will be? So this is a very subtle understanding, but we need to understand that even though this may be a sense gratificatory activity, a sincere disciple, a devotee repents that I should not be doing this and I should be actually coming out of this sense gratificatory proposal. But Krishna tells, no, this person is also a pure devotee because he knows it and he sincerely repents that I don't want to do it anymore. So this is a Vaidhi sadhana path. So Jiva Goswami tells in commentary over here that the constant nature of bhakti means every day doing our 16 rounds, because satatam means not every second. For a conditioned soul it can be on a daily basis. So we are trying our 16 rounds, 4 regulative principles on a daily basis, and that can be at a conditioned stage. But yes, we should not be satisfied with this, because Prabhupada told 16 minimum, but unlimited of the beads. We have to be Krishna conscious by moment. So that should be our ultimate goal. But let us have some hope that we are not on the outside the pure devotional path, even though sometimes we may be fumbled with sense gratificatory thing. It's a very hope giving verse here, that although if he sincerely repents, he is on the pure devotional path itself. So that was little hope giving to me, I thought to share with all of you. And then when finally the departure time came, actually Krishna leaves fixes himself in meditation and gave up this mortal world, and subsequently Krishna silently sat down under a pipala tree. So this Maushad Leela is also to be understood, that how his effulgent four-armed form for the hunter Jara, mistaking the Lord's foot for a deer's face, pierced the foot with the arrow, with the same club which was made, which was the Yadu boys were cursed of. So the club which was there, a part of it was used in the arrow by the hunter Jara, and that pierced the Lord's lotus feet. Somebody may tell that, Arey, how? Actually, Lord also leaves the mortal body, the so-called materialistic body, which the Lord is not having. But how to understand this? The Acharyas explain, it is the for the atheistic people, Lord wants to not shake their faith, because they don't want to believe in the transcendence of the Lord. They only think, oh, Krishna is some powerful personality. So see, he also has a dead body like us, me and you. But so Krishna does not want to disturb their atheistic faith, and they will take some more time before they get purified. So Krishna leaves that body, and he had a plan that he wanted the Yadus to go back and himself to go back, and to satisfy this full plan and wind up the pastimes, he takes up. Otherwise, how can the Lord who jumped from a big mountain to save Rukmani and to run away from Kalevana can get pierced by a so here it is written that the hunter Jara, realizing his offense, Jara actually fell at the feet of the Lord, weeping in repentance. But Krishna replies, "Dear Jara, don't fear. As all of this is because of my own desire, you may now go to the spiritual world." So some acharyas tell he is the same Vali in the Ramayana pastime who was killed, and then Lord is reciprocating him to give this opportunity to participate in this Leela. So finally, at the time, Daruka, the chariot driver of Krishna, noticed that the Lord has decided to go wind up, and he is also perplexed. But Krishna tells, "Oh Daruka, you should go to Dwarka and inform about the destruction of the Yadus, the disappearance of Balram, and my current situation. You and all your relatives should not remain in Dwarka, because now the entire Dwarka city will be flooded with the inundation, the ocean waters. So you should take all your relatives and go to Indraprastha in the custody of Arjuna and live there, and take your own family members and be firmly situated in devotion to me and remain peaceful." Daruka departs with a mourning heart. And then at this point, Lord Brahma Kshetra along with Shiva and other demigods to witness the departure of Lord Krishna. Crowding the sky, they with many airplanes, the demigods are showering flowers with great devotion. Krishna then closed his lotus eyes, fixing his mind on himself without the need to burn his body. That is done by yogis, but Krishna doesn't have to do that. He simply entered the spiritual world in his own transcendental self-same body. As soon as Krishna left the earth, the truth, the religion, beauty, faith, glory immediately left to follow him. The piety. And at Dwarka, Devaki, Rohini and Vasudev, they became tormented by separation from their sons. They gave up their lives at that very spot, and the wives of Yadavas also gave up their lives, embracing the dead husbands on the funeral pyres. So Arjuna felt great, but he always remembered the instructions of Bhagavad Gita. And finally, the Pandavas gave up all the jurisdiction to Parikshit Maharaj to rule, and they also departed for their own departure from this world. And the Yadus, they made Vajranabha as the in charge. So to continue the ruling at Indraprastha. So with this, we get some aspects, and there are some chapters. 5 minutes are there. I'll just try to see what I could not speak is about the Aila Gita. Just 1 minute. Yeah. So it is King Pururava actually who sings after he lost his wife, the celestial Urvashi, that she is he is narrating this Aila Gita, where he is also like Pingla, how she got realization of detachment by not getting the fruit, not getting the customer. Similarly, when King Pururava was too much attached to Urvashi, he feels realization of delusion, and he generates detachment, and he sings this Aila Gita and expresses his detachment from these material desires and acknowledges the illusory beauty of a woman and the futility of pursuing these transient pleasures. So the song marks the Pururava's spiritual understanding, leading him to wander the earth free from materialistic association and content within himself. And also there is a description of Hamsa Avatara, where Kumaras actually get confused, that there is a confusion. Lord Brahma and his four sons, Kumaras, were spiritual sages who had questioned regarding the mutual attraction between mind and the material sense objects. So then Lord Brahma prays, and Lord Vishnu comes as Hamsa Avatara, and he tells about what is the role of the mind and the attachment. It is like conditioned mind automatically flows in the mode of passion and ignorance towards sense gratification, and he explained that one can conquer the lower modes by developing mode of goodness. So these were the teachings of Hamsa Avatara, white color, which signifies that he is going to speak on the philosophy, the white color. So Lord comes in that form. So yeah, these were some of the things which Prabhupada mentions in the topic of the 11th canto. So in a nutshell, I think I could try my best to cover superficially the Uddhava Gita, the Nimi Maharaj's questions to Navayogendras, where also we learn many things about Guru, the fruitive activities. So as I told, this is quite a technical and philosophical canto. However, the teachings are very apt for a sadhaka. The Pingala story, that how to see Krishna, make our life Krishna conscious and philosophical in every aspects, developing the Shastra Chakshu, which can be very instrumental, and the sadhaka's hope, giving definition of Vaidhi sadhana bhakti, which we saw in the purport, that even though he helplessly sometimes engages in sense gratification, but because he sincerely repents and he knows that this is not correct, soon he will come about that, and even in this stage he is on the pure devotional platform. So the Avanti Brahmanas learning from 24 gurus, and so many things we could actually learn in a short time. It is little difficult also. So I attempted this first time to give a overview, to be honest. So if there are any mistakes from my side, I would like to sincerely apologize, and thank you once again, Gaurchandra Gopinath Prabhu, to give this opportunity. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Thank you very much.
Spellbinding, Prabhu.
Amazing. So many practical things. So it makes, as you mentioned, philosophy, it's a little difficult to digest, but this is very useful, Prabhu.
Hare Krishna.
Devotees, any questions, please unmute and ask. Then we'll have a quick announcement, then we can wind up.
Thank you so much,
Hare Krishna,
Prabhuji.
Prabhu.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji. Thank you so much for enlightening us. Wonderful lecture.
Hare Krishna. Hope it was not so fast, and it could.
No, Prabhuji. No, Prabhuji. It was very nice.
Prabhu, generally, these disappearance pastimes of Krishna, it's always people will have so many questions. Why Krishna did that? Why he's been shot by arrow? How can a Supreme Personality of Godhead can just die because somebody shot an arrow? So all those things, always the devotees would ask questions. So it's very clear today's session.
Yeah, and just whatever I heard, I repeated, and yeah, many times they asked this, and it is not much discussed also. Devotees don't relish discussing this pastime, but whatever acharyas have told, if we can just stick on to that, it will be a little easy and clarified. Yeah, so currently we are our Bhaktivedanta, we are just His Grace Radhika Vallabh Prabhu is taking. So fortunate enough that for me also it was a good study, and I also got some summary from this Bhagavad Pravaha book of Gaurang Darshan Prabhu. It was very handy. It could give a good pravaha of summary of the intro, but it's very unique. I would really appreciate Gaurchandra Gopinath Prabhu that this can make devotees very interesting and create interest in reading further.
Absolutely.
Probably we can attract more and more people to read Prabhupada's.
Yes.
So,
Hare Krishna
Hare
devotees,
Krishna Prabhu, Dandavad Pranam.
yeah, tomorrow
Yeah.
is we have eclipse, so better you take prasadam and join the session. If some of you are having the habit of not taking prasadam after the session, please avoid that. Better you take prasadam. It need to be in empty stomach when the this is happening. So I would recommend to take much before your meal and come join the session tomorrow. That's one thing. Other thing is that Monday also we are having 9th canto, which we missed out. Kindly please do join on Monday. Don't miss it so that you can complete thing you can understand. Meanwhile, you can put suggestion or anything you want to hear. And also we've been announcing time and again. Anybody wants to learn about the creation cosmology in our temple, we are coming up with a 3-day seminar on the cosmology, a 5th canto. You can join that as well. So there will be much more courses will be coming like that. And I would request all of you to take sincerely reading Srila Prabhupada books. Unless we read Srila Prabhupada books regularly, of course we hear. Hearing will give impetus to read. But if you read, then gives a conviction of Prabhupada books, then you will be able to distribute as well. And it is so relishable. Every day you start reading, then you will know how much nectarian is that Srila Prabhupada has put and written for us. So it is our duty definitely to read Srila Prabhupada books for which he is labored so much. Create some reading groups among you, have a pair, try to motivate others. So like that, reading Prabhupada book is very, very important. That's what I'm trying to see how we can encourage devotees to read Srila Prabhupada books. Yeah. Thank you very much. If there are no questions, we would thank Vanamali Govinda Prabhu. By chanting, you can unmute and we can chant all one for his spiritual progress, and is very kind enough to accept this, to do this short notice. Thank you so much, Prabhu.
Hare
And
Krishna, Hare Krishna,
Hare Krishna,
Krishna
Krishna
Krishna,
Krishna,
Hare
Krishna
Hare
Hare,
Hare
Rama,
Hare
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 Rama,
Rama
Hare
Hare
Rama.
Rama
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 Rama,
Rama
Hare
Hare
Hare.
Hare.
Thank you, Prabhu. Hare Krishna, Dandavad Pranam.
Dandavad Pranam, Prabhuji.
please pray that I can also follow. It is little easy to speak, but to apply in practice is also not so easy. But with your prayers, I will be able to do some justice also. Hare Krishna.
Hare
Thank you.
Krishna. Thank you.